Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis and starting on the daily chart for our bull run here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the upside. We have finished almost our bull run here, and as an indication we saw of course the price finishing this wave 5 inside the acceleration channel by breaking of course this blue corrective channel of your wave 4, getting inside of course this acceleration channel and breakthrough as well as the base channel here, and of course ranging around of course the midline of the acceleration channel and start to move toward the downside. Of course, as you can see, breaking again the acceleration channel, breaking the base channel, and then of course dive deeper inside it, meaning this is a big indication of course that Bitcoin has finished this bull run by of course integrating inside this acceleration channel and exiting it to the base channel again. And as you can see, that we saw already the first resistance for the base channel here, and we see of course a move toward the downside again, toward the midline of the upper part here, again of course moving toward the upside, potentially to test it one more time again. Now if the price can break of course this base channel with an A, B and a C, we have to be careful. Of course your wave C can reach the 100k. We're gonna see this of course internally in case we reach the 100k, but don't forget that you are still first in Elliott wave as ABC, 3 waves toward the upside, regular flat, and you are of course still under the acceleration channel, which it might play as a resistance again, and moving toward the downside as a continuation for the bear market, meaning after having 3 waves down you will get of course 3 waves up in a bigger view here, and potentially breaking the base channel as a trap of course, and of course get the resistance around the 100k was of course Confluence with your acceleration channel here as a resistance, and then moving toward the downside. And of course that is a scenario that we might not even reach the base channel, the top here. We might of course see 3 waves down and then 3 waves up already finished here, as we saw of course yesterday, and then potentially that this is a finished impulse toward the downside, and 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 continuation for a big wave A, B and a C for your bearish market. Now, if we take a look, of course, on the short-term scenarios, of course, where we have our bull run finished with a wave 5 here, don't forget that this represents, of course, your wave 1 as well as, of course, an impulse toward the upside, a very, very big impulse. We're looking here at this bull run, and this bull run will be, of course, your 1, and currently you're looking for a wave 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. Don't forget that this is a very, very fast and intense market, that it can be very fast, right? And it can be as well very shallow. It's gonna be intense, it means of course very sharp, but it's gonna be very, very shallow, ABC zigzag, or kind of like 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and just an impulse toward the downside to finish this, of course, a bear market in a wave 2 and moving toward the upside. Why? Because of course if we remember our deep analysis, we said that we are looking for this blue box after finishing of course 5 waves here for a big wave 1, right? We have a big wave 1 in the blue scenario here as cycles, right? And we got our wave 2 in the blue, and currently we are looking meaning for a big wave 1, 2, 3 toward the upside. Inside this wave 3, you have finished of course 5 waves currently for your wave 1, meaning you're looking for a wave 2, and then 3, 4 and a 5. Your wave 2 is the one that it is unfolding currently, which is of course in 3 waves so far to hit the 0.23 at 68,900 almost. If this happens, and we of course are very, very bullish, because of course this is your wave 3 over 3, we have to be very, very careful that we might of course move toward the upside impulsively and explosively toward the upside of course, and we might reach over than 190k at least, or even we might reach the 300k for a Bitcoin. Don't, of course it is a moon boy scenario here, I know it sounds like this, but at the end this is of course Elliott wave. If we get here the fib levels, as you can see, if we get a wave 2 here, let's say even the minimum target for a wave 2, your wave 3 as an impulse, will be of course very, very high. if we remove the logarithmic fibs at least, this is what you get, guys. 212K as linear chart here at least. This is what we are looking for a wave 3, 212K, and then of course moving toward the downside, and then continuation for higher even, where we might reach over than 300K. So we have to be very, very careful with it. Don't forget that Bitcoin characteristic is a very, very bullish when it comes to 3/3. I don't want to remind you with this on this channel. Of course, I always seek for this opportunity and to be, of course, careful from this level, which is unnormal for a wave 2, but only in this condition for Bitcoin. Now, in case, of course, that we dive deeper inside the blue box for a normal fib in 0.38, that is also possible for a 51K. Don't forget that we have a big range here, of course, of correction, which it might be a very, very strong support, and that's why our blue box is there. We might start to move for higher from there. So let's take a look as well on the 4-hour chart, what's going on. On the 4-hour chart here, we are looking at the following scenarios, where we have, of course, our wave 2 has already launched as ABC toward the downside. And currently, we are looking, of course, at this 3 waves toward the upside. If you remember, 3 waves up, and we are looking potentially for a bigger 3 waves up to finish an A, B, and a C for your wave B. If we dive a little bit deeper also on the 1-hour chart, we can see that this wave A, B, and a potentially wave C to finish, of course, a wave B, meaning you would like to see an impulse here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, finishing a wave C in the yellow here to finish a wave B, of course, in the magenta, and that means, of course, in a bigger view, you finish 3 waves down and then 3 waves up, and you're looking, of course, continuation impulsively toward the downside for a wave C. In case this did not happen, and in case that your wave B is already done with those 3 waves toward the upside, where we got, of course, a very strong resistance from our base channel here, as you can see. And of course, in that case, I would say that we have topped here for wave B, and currently this is an impulse for a wave 1 here, and you're looking for A, B, and a C for this blue box here. Preferably not breaking, of course, the 0.786. Keep it as a 1, a 2, and then 3, 4, 5 continuation for a wave C. Toward the downside, of course, impulsively to finish this wave C around the 1-to-1 fib level at a 68K. Does this remind you with something we just mentioned? Of course, it is our parabolic study here, where we said, of course, that we might hit the blue box, right? This blue box at 0.23, this is your level in Confluence, right, with this scenario. So we have to be careful that we don't turn a very, very bullish from here. The market, of course, is changing, guys. Even it's changing in time. So we all know, of course, that this propaganda that, of course, Bitcoin every 4 years there is a bull run, forget about it. It's becoming less. It is now every 3 years, and potentially next year it's becoming every 2 years, and after this it's going to be becoming every 1 year. So potentially we are looking for acceleration in the movement for Bitcoin toward the upside, guys. Basically, we are looking here to 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and then of course move toward the downside and potentially moving for higher in both case scenario, even if we are bearish. What I'm saying also, even if we are bearish, meaning if we are still looking for higher, for bigger correction, if this ends up in 3 waves down, we can get 3 waves up, so which is of course again bullish, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for deeper wave C toward the downside, which it can bring us exactly to our 0.38 fib level, right, which is the minimum requirement for this bull run to start in a wave 2, big wave 2, and moving toward the upside. So this is exactly what I mean as well with the 0.38, in case, of course, we get to this area again, yeah, as a very, very strong support and moving for higher, guys. So yeah, basically those are the updates for Bitcoin. Let's watch what's gonna happen today, of course, with this blue box here. If it's gonna be broken, So we are looking next, of course, for this target, which is in Confluence with a 1.618, as of course 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and the 1-to-1 fib level, meaning of course as A, B, and a C toward the upside, and then of course continuation toward the downside. So the scenarios are left, of course, are just two to the bearish. Both are bearish. We don't have any other bullish scenario, guys, because there is no impulse here. There is no 5 waves. There is only 3 waves toward the upside. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.